Turning back the clock!
Oh, the timing! Oh my god.
The Beast Council is gathering in 2 minutes.
2 minutes? That's not a lot of time at all.
You better get to the dais immediately and counteract their... Oh, never mind.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
What's that you say? Black Materia's about to doom the whole world? That's nice. Let's go play some mini-games.
I'm sure Guys, don't worry. I'm sure this device I have that can stretch 2 minutes into almost an hour was bound to pay off eventually.
Yeah, pretty much. I do think for this whole sequence, I'll say right now, we definitely missed a couple of these along the way. I want to say I also missed the other secret one in this area specifically, where if you look to the right, actually not too far off from where that super special whole secluded garden is, like there's an entire road that it's stretched out there that you can examine to activate it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's not, you can't entirely miss it, but it does kind of blend in with the rest of the background.
Okay. But I mean, so do we want to go for all of those, or are we only going to really worry about the Waddle Dees and stuff?
I think since we've already been going for all the other ones anyway, I think it's only fair that we also make sure to do those as well.
Okay.
Now, whether we do that before or after the post game, I'm still not certain. Because, I mean, naturally, we should try to make sure we have all the means to unlock every single one left before we do them.
That's fair. Get out of here, you Scarfies! Oh!
You're gumming up the pipework!
Those dudes shattered it to pieces.
Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Kirby's the one responsible for all these leaks.
Otherwise, beyond that, we haven't really done too much. I mean, we were playing some Sparks of Hope. Oh, we can't talk about the fact that as of this recording in particular, whereas we may have been a little bit delayed in our, back when we did this originally, we did end up learning that as much of the information as we can now about the Sparks of Hope DLC packs.
Yep, the Season Pass, which includes a whole combat-centric chapter called the Tower of Doom!
Thank you
the second chapter involves another new rabbit sort of character, not unlike Edge, but I think they're treating her more like a bad guy that you have to find in a whole new world.
Yep.
And third and foremost...
Rayman's back!
Is he, though?
Yeah, he is. They showed off his full design, and honestly, I like it. It's like they took the best elements of each of his designs throughout the years and put them together in this really nice-looking design, and I can only imagine, like, it looks great, and I am enjoying how seething Ubisoft is that he's getting attention again.
Yeah.
I only got, a glimpse of the picture of Rayman. Let me look at it again.
No worries. I will definitely say, though, it does go to show why, not for nothing, it is a good look for him, but it's also one of those things where, considering this is still going off of at least a good handful of the inspirations of, or, the add-ons that Rayman got as of Origins and Legends, it does make the design look a teeny bit uncanny, though I'd mostly say that in terms of the eyes and eyebrows. And the mouth.
I just chalked that up to the fact that, we've just gone so long without seeing a proper 3D Rayman that just to see it is just unbelievable.
I just want something.
I'm not even 100% certain if that's a full 3D model or if that's supposed to be, a really elaborate, painting.
Illustration?
Yeah, illustration.
I think it's illustrated. Or just a full CG render.
Possibly. I mean, we'll know for sure once we get a proper trailer for the game, which, to be fair, it's going to make the game model look a lot better than it does at a standstill.
We're not going to see it for a very long time, though.
Not until, I'd say, next E3.
Yeah, because it is scheduled to not happen until, late 2023.
Which, to be fair, it was the same... I mean, honestly, it was pretty much the same deal back when Kingdom Battle had its Donkey Kong expansion, so... Odds are good we're not going to see any more news about that till, months after this part's uploaded.
5 minutes later.
What?
Oh, yeah.
We got them all!
Yeah.
We did a shopping trip.
I almost forgot. Yeah, we had to do a shopping trip because, you're basically just missing out on us just prematurely leaving the level just to get ourselves a little extra.
Because I guess, the other thing of note is that what we're heading towards is, I want to say, a grand mini-boss gauntlet.
I believe so.
So that's why I want to make sure we are properly equipped and properly have all of our fixins and power-ups ready.
Also, this poor dude, he got into this whole deal of serving his 2 energy drinks for 3 Kirby burgers. But when you realize the whole pricing ratio between the burgers and the drinks, he's selling himself so short.
Hey, look at that! Drinks are 50 coins a pop.
I just wanted to say, I saw the render Rayman, and my immediate thought is, yep, that's Rayman, all right.
That is indeed a Rayman. But, I mean, I'll give him credit for what it's due. I do like the new shoes.
Yeah, like...
Are they new?
Yeah, well, they're new in a sense of... Well, I remember, I think it was Doug or another one of my friends pointing out, they kind of look like they took his shoes from 1 and 2 and kind of like modified them a bit.
Roughly, yeah.
I mean, I just remember him having yellow shoes. Or sneakers.
I mean, yeah, it still holds true here. That and also how his torso was updated to make his whole, for lack of a better word, hoodie jacket look like an actual hoodie jacket, complete with the sleeves.
Yeah,
I mean, they can't make it look like a hoodie jacket and pants because that would imply that he can actually use the bathroom.
I was about to say,
and we know that Ubisoft wants to leave that part way behind.
I was about to say, good.
Just going back to the hoodie real quick, I didn't notice sleeves, but I did like the pocket that they had in the front.
That's what I meant to say. The whole pocket. Anyway,
oh, yeah.
What I was gonna say earlier is Iki, do you remember the one time that they made a whole April Fool's thing showing what Rayman would look like with limbs in that style?
No.
Also, I'm so sorry, Gorimondo, you were not ready.
Oh, I wasn't.
Maybe next year's sport.
Time is but an illusion to Gorimondo, and it sure wrecked him like one.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, either Logan or I, would one of you guys enlighten Iki with that specific April Fool's joke?
Am I going to be terrified?
Only if you want to be.
I mean, I don't think it's absolutely disturbing, but it's just one of those things where it's
it feels wrong.
Well, yeah, wrong in the sense of you're just so used to him not having limbs. Suddenly seeing him with limbs does kind of mess you up at first.
I mean, it's a little more better built together than
I
that.
couldn't help but imagine what that Waddle Dee must be thinking as he sees this car charging for him. Just the trials and tribulations these poor Waddle Dees gotta go through. Anyway.
First, they're kidnapped by their own king and then thrown in a cage and stuck in front of a moving car.
Thrown for the birds.
Yeah. What kind of king is Dedede anyways? He's a penguin.
He's not himself right now. Oh, I got this. He's not himself right now. We gotta stop that. We gotta fix it. But for now, we got another boss gauntlet.
In fact, why isn't he Emperor Dedede?
Like an Emperor Penguin.
Exactly.
Why is the Emperor Lord King Supreme Dedede?
Oh boy.
Was there ever an Emperor character in the Kirby games?
Not
sounds
that
like
I
it should be.
recall.
I'll look that up. Hang on.
Actually, while you do that, that does bring up a good point about Dedede's not himself anymore. I don't think they ever explained how Dedede got messed up with the Wild Pack here to begin with.
You mean the Beast Pack?
Beast Pack, my bad.
I mean, what are you talking about? He's their king, obviously.
Well, no, that they.
What, you think there's just some other king running around commanding the Aminals?
Well, I mean, technically they do have another ruler. I'm just wondering, well, what did they do to coerce Dedede to be a part of this?
Gave him a cool new coat.
I mean, okay, in all fairness, it is strongly implied that all of these animals are under a very strong hypnosis.
Which we'll learn more about that later. For now, I will say I was not prepared for what I saw. So I looked up.
What again?
So I looked up Emperor. I just googled Emperor Kirby, and from that I learned.
Ow.
Yeah, on it.
Oh, okay.
I got it. But yeah, so what I learned was this is strictly what the fandom.com website page states. No, it's not real. Don't worry. It says. First it said Emperor Bullblacks. I was like, wait a minute. And then
That's
it said
not Kirby.
And it said, quote unquote, this, James. Emperor Bullblacks is a major antagonist in the Kirby Bullborb cinematic universe.
What?
Appearing in Classic Kirby Origins, Trooper Village stores. Hold on.
Hold on a minute.
I think we missed something here.
I was about to say, isn't Emperor Bullblacks a Pikmin enemy?
Yes.
And
I
also,
think that's the final boss of Pikmin 1.
yes, and also, why would it be called the Kirby Bulborb Cinematic Universe and not the Kirby Pikmin Cinematic Universe?
I mean, okay, real talk. Imagine that for a moment. A Bulbax that literally had the same kind of attributes that Kirby does.
I mean, let's see. Bulborbs are round and eat things. Kirby is round and eat things.
That would be world-ending.
That's what I'm saying. He would be the apex predator of that planet, PNF 404.
Kirby is 8 centimeters tall. How big is a Bulborb again?
Probably about the same height, given his given the relative height of him compared to real world items like batteries and light bulbs and.
I mean, let's also remember here that Olimar and the Pikmin are roughly the size of I want to say a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, I'd just like to point out that we got the Storm Tornado blueprint. Kirby
Yes.
is now Mega Man X.
Yes, he is. Yeah, I even called that out when we were doing this recording way back when. That's literally just the name of Storm Eagle's ability.
Yeah, but now that we're redoing the part, it's my turn to call it out.
Dang it, now you're gonna get all the credit.
Yes.
Well then, for getting all that credit, you get a one-way trip straight through this roller coaster ride to hell.
I don't like roller coasters.
I'm ready to go on the Whiplash, or the Juggler, or whatever other crazy
the
things that Tex,
Kringler.
or whatever other crazy death-defying
The
trap
Slam
contraption.
Jammer.
The thing that crazy Texan did in Spy Kids or whatever.
You forgot these are spines.
Our signs! I was thinking of the same thing.
Oh, there it is.
What was the name of that whole ride in Glove World again?
I think it was just called the Spine.
The Spine Tingler.
I don't know, but I just
The
do remember
spine
liking that
grinder?
whole. I just do remember liking that whole episode. Like one bit that I still remember is when Patrick's arguing with his reflection, and he actually punches out his reflection. It's like, I thought we'd been over this last week.
Oh, okay, it's the Fiery Fist of Pain.
The Fiery Fist of Pain, that's it.
Wow, then grab all these.
What kind of glove do you think it uses?
The one that SpongeBob said. Do you want,
You
it
want
to hurt?
to hurt me, Kevin?
Oh, that one.
That one. You just know the one. You know the one. Anyway,
Love with Brass Knuckles combo.
such a weird freaking journey.
I wonder if Kirby can even experience Whiplash.
I mean, he doesn't have a neck.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that the equivalent of Whiplash would be when you are Pipe Kirby and you slam into a wall. And
Take it
flatten
easy,
out.
folks. It's just a drawing.
Oh my gosh, I'm so worried. Besides, it only appears once in the game.
Yes, it does.
Oh well. And a couple.
Actually, I think they do maybe I want to say twice in that same level.
I believe so, yeah. But beyond that,
Meep, meep.
Beyond that, I think we discussed about this in the when we were doing this live, but it is a bit of an oddity that the way they set this entire world up, you actually go against this huge boss gauntlet, kind of in the middle, and then they kind of slap a lot of other normal moves right after this.
Oh yeah, no, because the next level is gonna be I think they just outright listed it as an entire gauntlet of or just a whole
enemies.
It's just a mob.
It's a gauntlet of both mobs. The Beast Pack's final stand. It's supposed to be a grand gauntlet of both common enemy mobs and you to make sure that your mouthful mode copyability powers are on their A game. Oh no!
Here we go again. And to think we're only less than halfway into this video.
There's so much in this world.
Yes, there is, and I mean. That's the second to last level. That whole the Beast Pack's Final Stand is literally the second to last major level we have to do. After that, we got to do the boss.
Yep.
Again, it's all the Treasure Road stages that just kind of drag the pace down for me.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, I'm not going to say that they're bad in of itself. I guess in some way you could argue it's a matter of moderation.
Don't do them all as you unlock them.
It is definitely one of those things where you gotta do them in sittings, or because if you're completionist like us, then it's kind of
Just do them if you want, but don't do all of them if you're easily tired, because you're going to be unlocking them over and over and over and over.
I mean, there's also the matter of these are the only major way in the game beyond the Waddle Dee livery stuff that you get those rare stones from.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of how much do you really want those enhanced copy abilities?
Do you want the funny cutter, or do you want the bunny cutter?
I want the sunny cutter.
Oh. What about the money cutter?
Oh, I don't want that. You're gonna lose your money that way if you do that, Icky.
Oh no.
But in the end, we decided to just give it all away.
Not to mention, you'll go to jail if you cut up a singular dollar bill.
Can I just say, it's so surreal to me, just completely speaking out of character context or whatever, because I play a character now. It's just completely speaking out of this. It's so weird to me how, like the exact same content, the exact same video that we work on, if we do it live, there's just somehow this, like, energy that, like, fully, like, permeates me. I'm like, oh, yes, all right, let's do it. And the minute it becomes post-comm, it becomes a little bit trickier. It becomes a little more, like, I don't know, like, it just suddenly, maybe it's, and it could be just because,
I think it hurts a little bit more since we've already done this, technically.
I mean, there's not only that, but it's also a matter of, like, the Kirby games in general don't really go that much for narrative. And, I mean, usually the ones that are the most narratively charged are the ones where you can definitely get away with a little more leisurely commentary, for lack of a better word.
Right.
I mean, it's weird like that. Or maybe it's just, I mean, it could also just be a matter of, like, if you really know the game like the back of your hand.
Right.
Or if it's a game that all of you play together.
Yeah, like, if we were trying to do this whole setup with, say, I don't know, Freedom Planet, or, trying to think of another example off the top of my head, like, I don't know, Brave Fencer and Musashi, or, oh, that's right.
Two Valley
Oh,
Bug.
We had to grab something.
Oh, it's less that. I remember Iki got scared shitless during this whole sequence because of something that he thought happened to Doug.
Oh, you know what it
right.
was?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. It was the audio. He was doing one of his silly.
Because I had, like, a stream on in the background, and all of a sudden the audio popped up, and I thought it was someone messing with a soundboard.
But it was just your tab playing in the background. That's right. I do remember that.
Why did you have a whole stream on in the middle of that whole session anyway?
So I could watch it afterwards.
Were we that boring?
It was an accident.
Yeah, so waiting for thing. Don't you know what it's like to wait for thing?
I mean, fair. I mean, that being said, it'd be like asking yourself, why would you do a whole recording session just in, like,
Oh boy!
Oh, Lord. Uh-oh.
As I was saying... Yeah, no, I was able to still beat it, but, like, I did this, like, so poorly. But,
It's like-
what was I gonna say?
It wants you to buy cold ones. Yeah, continue. Why would you do something?
Why would you be in the
Why
middle
would
of a
he
recording
do
session?
that?
Literally right as the Nintendo Direct's about to start.
Right. Could be anything. You gotta. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh, did I forget? Oh, did I forget to cut this out?
You forgot to cut this.
You get to now. They get to show you, and then just.
They shot him dead!
But we did make the joke that it looked like they just straight up shot you at point blank. Just
Ready,
Kirby
get
got him.
fire.
Kirby got shot in
But
Brazil.
now we get to show you how it's real.
This is how you really do it, kids.
I'm surprised no
What
one-
if Kirby did it this way?
Especially after 40 continuous minutes of playing this shit and totally not feeling a little, you know, energy depraved.
I'm
It
surprised
was
no one played.
just one day. You're right, hype.
I'm just saying, like, I'm surprised no one pointed out the fact that, whoa, what even happened there?
I fell.
I think he flopped onto one of those kaboos.
But yeah, I was just joking about the fact that, like, I'm surprised no one pointed out the fact that, like, when Kirby got shot, I said he got shot in Brazil.
Oh.
Oh no.
Ow.
I don't get the joke, but it sounds dirty.
It's an anime. It's just not. I was about to say an anime. Jeez.
I love
it's
your
just-
animes.
It's just a common. It's just a common.
Turn of phrase.
It's just a common meme of like, oh, you're going to Brazil, hence why Smiling Friends eventually did it.
Alright.
Man, that whole freaking short was something else.
I just love the fact. Again, I love the fact of how they set it up, and the fact that yes, I realized on that day, yeah, I could absolutely just watch these guys have a conversation and just be just as entertained, even if they weren't on some grand fantastical adventure.
I mean, it was true to its name. The Smiling Friends
Did go to Brazil.
Doesn't mean that you're gonna watch them in Brazil.
Doesn't mean they're going to actually do anything in Brazil.
It's a good time. It's a good thing.
Watch as we release the next holiday special, Smiling Friends Go to Canada.
Oh, Canada!
And they end up setting it on fire by the end of it. So do you guys want to talk about the smelly man on Twitter?
What?
Why are we gonna talk about the smelly man on
The
Twitter?
man of smells?
I don't know if I want to talk about the smelly man on Twitter.
Okay.
Probably for the best we didn't.
Besides, he stinks.
What I do want to talk about, though, is whether or not Icky, you are going to join us for it if we ever do our Klonoa, the Dream Reverie collection.
Again?
Correction.
Some say it is a correction.
No. Because the graphics are kind of worse than the Wii version.
Really?
Not really. I mean,
What about the second game?
The second game, totally, but we already did that one.
I'll agree on one thing as far as Fantasy Reverie series is concerned. It definitely did feel like some of the graphical, for lack of a better word,
Fidelity?
Polish?
some of the polish in the game is it makes it a little more obvious that even the Wii version was kind of even back then.
Phoned in?
Especially in regards to the first game.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like, holy shit, when I saw the model they used for Nahatum in the remake, it's like, whoa, what the fuck is this? You could actually count the polygons.
But now it's...
It's one of those things where it wasn't. It's not perfect, but even then, it also really opened my eyes to how not perfect the Wii game was either.
Uh-huh.
Because I actually went back to that a little while later. It's like, oh wow, it actually was that bad even back then. Though not to say it's like terrible now. It's just one of those things where like you just can't beat the classics sometimes.
Well, it was just a classic cutting corner thing. It's like, well, we already have the engine for the Wii make. We might as well just recycle it.
It feels budgeted, sort of.
Again, it's not terrible, and I'll still give it credit for, keeping most of the original, like, for lack of a better word, English script.
Uh-huh.
But otherwise, it's like... I don't know. I'm still on the fence on if I'll actually do the whole thing, or... Not the whole thing, or... I may as well do the whole thing, since it is the Fantasy Silver series. And, honestly, it would be nice to have you on the board for it, Iki, just because you've never been with us for Klonoa 1 anything.
That's true.
Klonoa 1 is fun, and... it had the emotional moments.
One rhymes with fun.
Yes.
It is fun. Even with in spite of like whatever weird oddities happened with that version of the Fantasy Reverie, it's still a fun time overall.
Yeah.
I'd happily recommend it if anyone's never played a Klonoa game before.
How about this, Ichabod? Because I doubt he'd want to join us when we do it. You could take Matt's place and be Joka.
Oh, I could be Funny Clown Man.
Yes.
The one, the murderous one.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while before we actually do tackle Fantasy Reverie series for the channel, and once we do, it's like... Hopefully it already had been a good while since we actually tackled those games last time.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since, looking back, I'm not too big of a fan of how our remake commentary turned out. So, it wouldn't hurt to try it again.
That's fair.
Like, that was mostly just for the sake of... I only really did that for the sake of...
Oh, boy.
Almost locked Waddle Dee out.
It's like, oh my gosh, I want to go in!
Let me in!
Why are those rabbits dancing around the big frog?
But yeah, in fact, I don't know, this is the ritual...
They're playing Musical Frog.
Yeah. But as far... Oh my god.
I don't know that's how it works.
Anyway, so in terms of the pattern you're about to witness here, this is how this works. We're going to be climbing this grand facility, trying to get to the center of it all, and as we are exploring it, we need to first make a lap down the hallway, behind the shadows. Woo.
I find it funny how the shadows appear on the platforms before the globs even fly above him.
I guess because it's such a narrow window, you don't know how you're going to reach it unless you're...
No, but there could at least be like a target reticle, but no, it has to be a shadow when it's not even above it.
Oh, but yeah, like, so you make a lap all the way here, and then use a secret mouse tool to make sure you can get all the way to the end.
What the fuck did you just call it?
A secret mouse tool. Have you never seen Mickey Mouse Clubhouse?
No.
Oh.
What do I look like, a baby?
I feel like with the tone in Icky's voice when he questioned it, it almost sounded like you awoken something primal in him.
Did you just say chocolate?
No, but I recognized the word mouse.
Yes, it's a
It's
mouse
like-
tool. It's weird. It was basically their Dora the Explorer. Here are the things that will help us in our adventure.
I mean,
Oh,
if
well,
it's
I
just-
thought all the adventures took place in his one house.
Yes,
so-
it does. They're not very good adventures.
No, they really aren't.
I could have sworn they did go out of the house in a lot of the episodes.
However, Icky.
Then why is it called Clubhouse when they're not in the house?
However, to this day, Icky, it will still be the one show that I can think of where Wayne Allwyn actually got dirty as Mickey Mouse behind
What
the
the
scenes.
what?
So, I sat in on a panel a long time ago where Bill Farmer, voice of Goofy, and Max, voice of Max, were there. From what was his name?
I want to say Jason Marston, but
Jason Marston. Thank you. Yeah, I was somebody was thinking of Max Casella, but that's someone else.
I think the cat from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, Jason Marston.
I've still not watched Hocus Pocus.
It's actually pretty
or
fun.
the boy from Spirited Away.
That's right.
Oh,
He was the
who?
River Spirit.
Huh.
Yeah, he was the
Wait,
River
wasn't he
Spirit.
also Jack Spicer?
Jack Spicer?
Wait,
Was
what?
John Jodan?
I know he was Jack for a little while.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, Jack Spicer. Oh, that's right, from frickin' I love the. I'm gonna share this with.
You know, the
I'm a
show
sh-
where Newman is a green noodle dragon.
Yes, I'm gonna share this with Icky so we can see what I'm seeing.
Do I have to?
Yes, because you're the one who brought Jack Spicer back into my conscious memory.
You know what? I'm
Jesus
curious
Christ.
myself. Let me see.
When I decided to Google, it was like, one of these Jacks is not like the other.
What the fuck?
It's because apparently Jack Spicer was actually an American poet during the San Francisco Renaissance.
Holy shit.
Whoops.
It's like,
Wow.
Based on real historical events.
oh. No, and
you'll
also
notice. You'll notice we took a few liberties.
We're gathered here today to honor the memory of Jack Spicer. Wait, the character from Challenge Showdown?
No, we're talking about the senator, you idiot.
also, yeah, no. His name, also, no. He was played by one Danny Cooksey.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
That name does sound familiar.
Wasn't he also a Ninja Turtle?
He was Dave the Barbarian.
Oh!
The Jabbers!
Yeah.
When's that show going to be on Disney Plus?
You know, it's funny, when I think of David Barbarian, I always think of the catchphrase being, like, groovy, but it's like, no, that's Earthworm Jim, you idiot.
Yeah.
Groovy.
Did he ever say groovy?
Oh,
He might have once.
and for any curious, he was also Montana Max.
From what?
Yeah, from
Oh,
Tiny Toons.
right.
Oh,
Richard.
Oh, right!
Yeah, the Kid Yosemite Sam variant.
Also, hey, what do you know? The Nyx ability is in this game. You just haven't seen it until now.
It's one of those things where, like, usually copy abilities are so few, enemies with copy abilities are usually so far apart from each other, that almost never happens.
Also, what a jump scare that big bull was.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's almost like trying to get to be invincible Aku Aku in Crash Bandicoot 4.
Yeah, really.
You're never gonna get it.
Ooga booga, ba-dum-bum.
Boogity-ba. Anyway, I want to say, oh yeah, become as, oh, damn it, we broke their whole cycle.
Get them all! They're no
We broke
longer
their
become as
concentration.
they're turtles, become as frogs.
Become as frogs, become as frogs.
And yes, I know.
They're not very committed to their cause.
No, they weren't. They were.
They're not quite froggy.
Are they doggy?
They have the right idea, but they're very easily distracted. But yeah, no. So in terms of what were you going? Jay's. Yeah. Wait. Yes, Icky. So the story was that with all these characters, Goofy and Max and everything, someone asked them about, hey, are there any interesting or humorous stories that you could tell us about your time working with Wayne Allwyn, or just in particular, just because rest in peace. People were just kind of curious, and he shared one story that completely blew me away. And I've told this on this channel a couple times, but I think this may be the first time where Icky was present, potentially. And what happened was, they were recording for Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and, not gonna mince words, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is very much like, again, the baby show. Let's dumb down the vocabulary, and so at one point,
That's why Roly Poly Oly was top tier along with Bear the Big Blue Bear.
hell yeah, that's why they're trending on Disney Plus now, motherfucker. Just getting so
PBJ
aggressive out
honored
of
that
nowhere.
one too.
You know
Yes.
what? We should marathon Bacon the Bear in the Big Blue House.
Yes, I
You're
want
the big blue bear. The big blue bear. Okay.
Yeah, I want a marathon house in the Big Blue Bear.
You know what I mean, you dingus.
That's why he's so
The
big.
House of Bear.
He's got a house anyway.
Out of the bear. Gotcha.
Out of the bags. Out of the box. Anyway, what happened was...
So while I'm being an idiot, continue your
No,
story.
you're fine. We're having a joke. Anyway, so what happened was... Get him. Fall.
Continue.
So what happened was... At one point, I guess Goofy stubs his toe or stubs his knee or something. And Daisy's, the
He
in-house
experiences
nurse.
pain.
He experiences pain like any true mortal soul will. And
Or would
so he's supposed to be asking Daisy to make it feel better, like a child would, essentially. And so he says, and he's supposed to say in Goofy's voice, and I quote, "Can you kiss on my boo boo?" And he said, like, God, he just said, "God help me, I could not say that line without cracking up, and had to do like 7 retakes of that line." And
Why? What did he say?
I'm just saying, like, just saying out loud the words, "Can you kiss on my boo boo?" as Goofy.
Kiss on my boo boo to
and
make
it made,
better.
and they just couldn't. He just couldn't do it. They were all, and this was also. It also didn't help that this is one of those very magical sessions I've always wanted to be a part of, where everybody's recording for the show, like in the room at the same time, like a whole community. Like, hey, let's all like interact with each other and do our lines together, which I love. I love when that can happen.
Yeah.
You get
So,
to
like
great
ensemble
moments.
recordings?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the phrase. Thank you, ensemble. And they're all losing it, and then out of nowhere, Wayne Allwyn in character goes, "Hey, yeah, can you kiss on my boo boo too?" And that actor was like, "Oh my gosh." He had the same stupid sense of humor I do. It's
I really am like Mickey Mouse.
Oh, Mickey Mouse, we knew you were as immature as we are.
It's
Oh,
okay.
Michael Rat.
Mickey the Rat. No, but I mean, just in general, like, it did kind of make me. I did it. It genuinely made me kind of happy in the sense of like, it's like, wow, if Mickey Mouse, the official voice of one of the most recognizable character in history,
On the
can
planet.
like,
Before Mario took over.
before Mario took over, but if he can like still be silly and just goof off with people, then all right, then life doesn't have to be about growing up and like getting boring.
As long as it's not recorded on actual Disney property, they don't care what he says.
And what are you gonna do? Cancel us again?
So now we are introduced to the biggest variant of those building tortoises.
Dragon.
The big tortilding.
Oh my gosh, it's cover.
Or,
And,
for Pokemon, it would be the Tortonator.
And we have to be very careful because, especially coming up, this will be, I would argue, one of the more tedious Waddle Dees to get in the game. Because if you screw this up, you can only do it at this part of the level. So if you screw up, you gotta start and do the entire level again just to have another attempt.
Yeah, and I think I remember that happening on my first
Yeah, me
ever run of
too.
this game.
For those curious, it is do not fall in the lava while in cone mouth mode. So,
Which I did on my
mind.
first time. But I was
I
close
know.
to dying because I didn't really understand how to jump from these sinking platforms to another.
Oh, you didn't know about doing the jump dive thing here?
Nope, I tried it and I felt like a pro.
Oh, well, looky there. This part here threw me off a bit. I thought I basically jumped way too early.
Where you go?
Whoa.
Bam! And hey, you pulled it off on the first try, you sucker, and that means
You're
we
such
got
a pro.
ourselves...
Oddly enough, this is like the one occasion in the game where you can't spit it out.
I don't want to.
Not sure why, but I mean, whatever. We're already here.
Ta-da!
They need
I guess
to
it's
see
because they don't
in
want
your-
you floating back over to the mainland.
They want to see you in your full cone glory.
Yeah. Just so you could spit it in their stupid faces.
And just like that, we fortunately don't have to ever do this level again, because it's a bit of a
Yay.
beefer, I'm going to be honest.
You're welcome, Logan.
Thank you.
Hey, well,
Now-
I don't like reruns.
Ooh,
Also,
ouch.
yeah, I think that's our first rerun.
At least in terms of
Our
showing
first
off
double.
this. And
No,
Our
that's-
second double.
Yeah, I feel like we've gone doubles before, but I think it's our first double where there was still text, and I was like, I shouldn't have to.
There we go. Oh crap, Kirby! Why'd you have to be active like such a suspicious little babu?
I knew it. Now I'm gonna have to get a music video made out of you by Udge.
By
Yeah.
who?
The guy
Now
who
we
did
have
those
the
dog
primal
things.
Wolfie
A woofy. It's
Look at that fluffy.
from the homelands of the original wasteland.
Yeah, original.
They actually have bite as opposed to just bark.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. They're like the pharaoh wolves.
Their primal ancestors must be pleased.
But I thought those were the primal ones.
and they're rocking some sick mohawks. So be wary.
Makes you really think of how pathetic the Waddle Dees really are. Like if they're like the variants that are a lot more domesticated, for lack of a better word, were able to capture them effortlessly.
That's made me curious about that. Yeah.
Although don't go saying that to them when in a crowd, because then they do stuff like this to you.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it's like, they're like Pikmin. They're not really good individually, but in numbers, they will murder you.
And with that, we can now finally reach the end game.
But why would we want to do that when we have more treasure roads?
You know, a thought just occurred to me, and I know this is something that's, I'm sure a good handful of people amongst the community have thought to themselves.
Yeah?
Would a Kirby Muso game work?
I
Yes.
thought it would work.
I believe it would.
Depends on how many enemies Kirby feels like eating at once.
I actually straight up just call
Would
it
a Mario Muso work?
And I already know exactly. I feel like maybe they've already called it this, but I know exactly how you would phrase it. Just literally call it Kirby All You Can Eat.
Kirby All You Can Eat.
Like, I feel like a Kirby Muso game would be, like, a natural fit, considering, like, with how, versatile and expansive a lot of his abilities can be from a combat standpoint, it's not far removed from what you could do in a Muso game, so I feel like they can transition into each other fairly seamlessly.
Right, like have all the playable characters essentially just be all Kirby with a different copy ability.
I think that's fair.
I mean, obviously save a few special, guests here and there just for some added flavor.
Right.
Like, of course, the king of the D's.
And the meta of the Knights.
And the Waddles of Dews.
No, the Waddles of Dews would just be the premier Moop type.
Yeah.
Look, you got Waddle Dews and you got your Waddle Don't, so you gotta pick one.
I'll go for the Waddle Don't, thank you very much.
No, the correct answer is the Waddle Dee.
Wow, dude.
Specifically the one with the bandana.
I don't know why I'm just now thinking. Hear me out here. It's like, I'm King Dedede. King Dedede. Kirby, no! King Dedede's nuts! Like, just shouting.
What?
That doesn't
It's
even
the-
make any sense.
It's the Star Fox thing. He's got
And
ligma.
Waddle
and
Dee's just standing there
I'm just enjoying my time. I'm just enjoying my time, hoping that nobody realizes that I am slowly losing my head today.
You think you're losing your head slowly today? I've been waiting for Pokemon leaks, since 8 days ago, maybe. No, less
I've
than
been.
that.
D? Alright, I almost forgot that was when Logan had to go BRB.
I had to go BRB and get some food.
Oh, I forget. Did I forget to cut this out too?
Cut what out?
I didn't. Or then again, I forget. I honestly forgot if you actually were there with us by the time you this all. No, you know what? That's right. You were already gone anyway. I'll just use this time to do all the other
See,
treasure
it
roads.
works out.
I will say, I do like Storm Tornado as an ability.
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty destructive if you know how to use it.
Well, not only is it destructive, but the lightning strikes that spawn from it also attack enemies.
Yes.
That, and if you're able to suck up any enemies and then immediately press the button again before the whole thing's done, they the electrified enemies turn into homing shots.
Whoa, wait.
Basically,
Oh,
you get
wow,
to
look at
fling
that.
them around everywhere.
Well, that's sick, actually. Look at that.
Yeah, no, it's nuts. I'm a little unwieldy, sure, but I mean, it's the tornado ability. What else do you expect?
Just keeps bringing them in.
Send them all in!
Yeah.
Also, I know we're a little late getting back into this, but I'm trying to remember which one of you guys said, imagine a Mario Muso game, and I'm like, I think one of the major people behind the Warriors games did comment that they would want to do a Mario Muso at some point.
I think the hardest part would just be figuring out how to translate that into the rapid combo infested hordes of it, because
Mash the A button to jump higher and higher.
so you just give yourself moon jump abilities.
I mean, to be fair, there's already plenty that Mario... if you were to make a moveset off of Mario, I think there's plenty you could already work with, a hammer, fire flower...
I could see that. I could see him going really heavily melee focused with hammers, spinning and whacking. I was just thinking
With
all I could think
fire.
was a rapid fire bounce where you bounce atop everyone's head 100 times. They have to master
And each
button.
jump causes like a shockwave that ends
Yep.
up hitting other enemies around the enemy you're currently targeting.
Luigi would have a cool like handheld poltergust that he could use as a gun. 'Cause everyone has another
He
gun.
could suck up enemies and then fling them back out at others.
Yeah.
Bowser wouldn't be playable even though everybody screamed for him.
No, there'd be an exclusive Bowser mode
Yeah, but
where you
it would
could
be
play as
DLC.
Bowser and just do nothing but ram into enemies.
But it has to be post-launch DLC
Yeah.
because they expect you to play this game
You
for
guys
years.
belittle Bowser's chances of being playable from the get-go.
I mean, I'm just remembering how long it took Hyrule Warriors to give us like an actual like villain.
You don't
mode and stuff.
understand. Being pissy at Nintendo's our lifeblood.
Anyway, here's the
Yeah.
Grand Master of Mouthfuls.
You also realize that Bowser doesn't have to be as fucking gargantuan as, Beast Ganon.
No, he doesn't.
I want to play as Baby Bowser from Yoshi's Island. And his ultimate mode would be turning big like he does in Yoshi's Island.
And then all you have to worry about are the giant eggs flying at your face.
Mm-hmm.
From the hillsides.
Now, who would they provide as the unsubtly sexy villain for that game?
No, absolutely.
Syrup.
Pauline's evil twin, Captain Syrup.
Walleen!
The prince from the Mario OVA.
That would be a deep cut.
A deep cut that
Tatanga?
they probably can't. A deep cut they probably can't afford.
That would be Zanga.
I'm actually curious who owns the rights to that OVA.
I don't remember.
Wasn't it Toei?
I mean, the OVA maybe it was Toei, but I definitely remember one thing that the OVA never did get a proper re-release like after '96.
Was it ever dubbed?
Nope. I mean, I think there's like maybe one or two fan dubs, but that's the most it got.
Yeah.
Better take care of those mummies before they gang up on you.
We got him.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess we should have said earlier that this is pretty much what's meant to be the game's swan song for all your mouthful modes.
Yeah.
Well, not a swan song, but the ultimate test.
I think we're doing pretty okay though. I mean, we are getting close to the end, and
Just taking a gentle swim across the magma.
all these abilities were neat, and I will say I think I got a little more use out of them than some of the capture abilities in Mario Odyssey.
That's fair.
I mean, it is
you know what?
basically Kirby's equivalent of the capture.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, and I also remember fucking up like a dit so much in this part.
Oh,
But
likewise.
while I do so, what would Waluigi's moveset be?
His legs.
Yeah, he just stomps around.
He's got legs.
For
Well, no,
days.
you know that minigame in Mario Party 3 where you have to find the Mega Mushroom before anybody else and then ram into them?
Oh yeah, Toadstool Titan.
Yeah, Waluigi could just do that.
Really?
No, he should.
I wonder, that does make me wonder why they renamed that game for Superstars.
Oh.
And I think it was also
actually.
top 100, but I forget. I think they call it something else now, like Mushroom.
They call it
something.
Mush Pit.
Mush Pit. Thank you, Mush Pit.
I
Yeah.
actually forgot about
Which
that.
is
yeah.
funny because it was already the name of the minigame in a previous Mario Party game. Where you were jumping around collecting colorful balls.
You know what? Just because I'm bored and I wouldn't mind continuing the topic. If you were to add anyone to a potential Mario Muso, what would you do and what sort of moveset would you give him?
Well, I think since I don't think I got a chance to fully contribute to that, I think what you guys did for Mario and Luigi seems fairly sound. I think with Peach, like, definitely a lot of things involving Paracel, like her Paracel, and
Parry.
maybe, yeah, actually I was about to say, not Parry exclusively, but I would not object to touching upon at least one or two of her emotional powers from Super Princess Peach.
What about Paper Mario?
I mean, that would be
As
very
a
interesting.
separate character?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be an interesting idea for a full 3D Mario game, especially like something like that. Just have Paper Mario be there, still paper flat and everything, but still causing a whole shit ton of collateral.
Well, yeah, no, so basically just do what Paper Jam did, right?
More or less, if not on a grander scale.
No, but like think of it. No. Think of it this way.
Okay.
Like Paper Mario, like his innate abilities would be similar to normal Mario, except he relies more on his partner characters from the from the proper Paper Mario games.
I mean, if not that, maybe also bring in his fucking extended folded arm
The
technique
extendo
from
arms.
Origami. Yeah, exactly, from Origami King.
No, I'd rather him bring in Olivia as a partner and have her turn into like an origami dragon or something and destroy everything in the wake.
I mean, yeah, there's that too. I mean, why not have both?
What were you gonna say, Hype? Sorry.
Even though it was not as aggressive as I was expecting it to be, that little tangent there was partly why I wasn't sure I wanted Paper Mario in this Mario Muso.
But why?
Because I do not want to see that chunk of the fan base rear its ugly head again.
That's fair.
You just wish the fan base didn't exist.
The Paper Mario fan base, at least, because it's like, I don't know what happened. It's like, I'm not saying that the criticisms for the newer games aren't valid, but it's like they awoken something ugly in the Paper Mario fan base and they haven't recovered since.
Speaking of awaking from something ugly,
Dedede?
That does it!
the Masked King has returned.
Forgery D.
And now he has one less thing left on his mind. Tabone.
So now, okay, gotta come clean right now. Say, Roar of Dedede, one of my favorite boss battle themes in Kirby now.
Yes.
It's pretty good. I do kind of like the second phase a little better, though.
That's fair, but we'll say like, because I think I've always talked about it because it was just something that was just crossing my mind earlier today when I was getting ready for the sessions that like now that it's something interesting to me of how like
but watch out, because now he just goes straight up primal.
Yangi!
Like, forget the hammers, he's just gonna run on all fours.
grab him.
Unfortunately, I think...
He's a wild one!
I think the player of this boss fight kind of went a little bit... got a little carried away because we haven't seen much of King Dedede's boss fight during this run. Because we kind of just, slam jam him into oblivion.
We went nuts, James and I. But no, I was gonna say,
Yes, we
oh my
did.
gosh, that was a good charge attack. But that was...
Yeah.
That means...
And...
Fire!
Damn it. You relay the final kill.
Oh, here I go!
And hey, for those being all like, man, we sure chunked him. Wait till post game.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, one thing I love about this is that it was something that always stuck out to me is the fact that Dedede always seems to be so much more stronger when he's under someone else's control, which to me implies the fact that whenever he's not under someone's control, he's always been holding back a bit because he doesn't actually want to kill Kirby.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. I mean, whenever he's playable, like, he'll go all out on anything but Kirby. But when you're actually fighting him as Kirby without any sort of restraint, or not restraint, but just hypnosis or whatever, he does really. He could put up a better fight.
Right.
I mean, outside of Kirby's Dreamland, the very original, what justification has he had to antagonize Kirby?
He's just jealous. That's all there is to it.
He's a big bumbling oaf.
Well, let's say he's jealous. I remember for a time he was jealous that Kirby got all the attention and admiration, but not him. Oh my gosh, the beast of
Calvary!
Warning, the king has been unmasked! The king has been unmasked!
Mom,
Put it back on.
wait a minute. My son!
Father?
Go on without me, my liege!
I don't think I'm your son. My son! Just runs in.
My baby!
A good soldier never leaves a man behind.
My baby!
Not even this king. In you go!
I will hold him off.
Come get some!
Just like that, Dedede.
Ow!
Just like that, Dedede is a hero.
And then he died.
What do you mean? He's always been a hero.
But, James, man, what awaits us on the other side of that mysterious door?
Tune in next time, everybody, for Lab Discoverer.
Ooh. See you next time.
Sounds scary.